Welcome to the Booth Western Art Museum in Cartersville, Georgia. Today, we're embarking on a visual journey through one of the most impressive museums dedicated to American Western art. In this first part, we'll explore its history, its outdoor sculptures, and some of the most powerful works related to the Civil War and Native American peoples. The Booth Western Art Museum opened its doors in August 2003. With more than 120,000 square feet of gallery space, it is the largest museum in the country devoted exclusively to Western art. Affiliated with the Smithsonian, its mission is to educate, entertain, and inspire through art, popular culture, and America's heritage. Even before stepping inside, the museum immerses you in the spirit of the West. At the entrance, a majestic totem pole greets visitors, symbolizing the cultures of the Pacific Northwest. Around it, bronze sculptures capture moments of struggle, life, and spirituality. The booth is part of the Smithsonian Affiliations Program, a network of museums and cultural centers that collaborate with the Smithsonian to share collections, exhibitions, and expertise. This affiliation gives Booth access to loans of significant works, lectures, and educational programs backed by one of the world's most prestigious cultural institutions. One of the most striking pieces outside is a bronze of a native warrior confronting an eagle, a scene evoking strength, freedom, and connection with nature. Among the most moving spaces in the Booth Western Art Museum is the corridor dedicated to Native American tribal chiefs. Here, art becomes living memory, honoring leaders who shaped the destinies of their people. In North American indigenous cultures, a chief was not just a political leader, but a spiritual guide, protector of the land, mediator in times of peace, and strategist in times of war. His authority rested not on power, but on respect, wisdom, and service to the community. Each sculpture in this corridor represents not just a face, but a story of resilience, dignity, and deep connection to the earth. Among the leaders represented are Wanisto, the White Buffalo, Pashapaho, Little Stabbing Chief, Wat Tagali, Big Soldier, Keok, Sack and Fox Chief, Parasgarupa, Two Crows, Four Bears, Battle at Bear Paw, Chief Joseph, and Iron Bear. This corridor is not simply a gallery of sculptures. It's a space of remembrance, respect, and learning. The chiefs represented here remind us that the story of the West cannot be told without the voices of its original peoples. Their legacy lives on in every work of art, in every bronze gaze, on every name echoing ancestral wisdom. Entering the museum's galleries, we encounter a collection that portrays not only the American West, but also decisive moments in United States history. The Civil War, with all its complexity and drama, is represented in works that capture both military strategy and human suffering. One of the most dramatic paintings is Storming the Alamo, depicting the final assault on the fort on March 6, 1836. Part of the Texas Revolution, this battle pitted a small group of Texian defenders against the Mexican army led by Santa Anna. The painting captures chaos, bravery, and sacrifice. Figures like Davy Crockett and James Bowie fight to the end. The use of color, composition, and facial expression immerses us in that decisive moment where legend and history meet. A recurring figure in these galleries is General Robert E. Lee, commander of the Confederate Army. He appears in solemn portraits surrounded by maps, officers, and symbols of the South. Beyond politics, the art presents him as a strategist, a man of conviction whose actions profoundly shaped the course of the war. These paintings invite us to reflect on leadership, loyalty, and the decisions that defined the fate of thousands. Next to the paintings, the museum displays an original Civil War cannon. More than just a piece of artillery, it is a silent witness to battles that divided a nation. Its presence adds a tangible dimension to the tour, linking art to real history. Beyond war, the Booth Museum celebrates the West as a place of myth, challenge, and transformation. Paintings show cowboys riding across vast plains, wagon trains crossing deserts, and towns taking shape under endless skies. This art doesn't just document, it interprets. It speaks of freedom, of frontiers, of identity. Each work is a window into the soul of a nation in expansion. The Western and Civil War art at the Booth Western Art Museum does not glorify violence, but seeks to understand it. It invites us to look at the past with clear eyes, to value courage, and to learn from mistakes. In every canvas, there is a story worth telling, remembering, and sharing. And that concludes our first tour of the Booth Western Art Museum. In the second part, we'll explore the interior galleries, the presidential collection, and some can't-miss temporary exhibitions. If you're passionate about art, history, and the culture of the American West, this museum is a must-see stop. See you in the next episode.